Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about budgeting and spirituality. So if you guys are new here, I just went through a spiritual awakening over the last year, around March and April of this year, 2019. My life has drastically changed. I've done a complete 180 in my life. I have gotten a new job. I've gotten on a budget and I'm paying off debt. I have completely changed my mindset and how I want to live my life. I started believing in a higher power, and I didn't believe in anything before, to be honest with you. And so for me, my life has changed a lot since April, and it's a blessing. I am so happy to have gone through these spiritual growths that I have gone through. In today's video, I want to talk about how going on a budget has really affected me spiritually. So as you guys know, I'm on a debt-free journey. I'm paying off a little over $30,000 in debt. In order for me to pay off my debt, I had to create a budget. I had to live within my means. Meaning, I can no longer spend unconsciously with a credit card. Okay, I took all my credit cards, I either cut them up, one of them I kept just in case of an emergency. Literally, if I break my leg and die and I need $5,000 to pay for something, a copay or whatever, I kept my one credit card. Everything else is shredded up and in the garbage. I have noticed ever since I have gone on a budget, this is my second month being on a budget, I have really realized how much money I was spending unconsciously, and how materialism was really just taking over my life without me even really realizing it. To be honest with you, I did not really understand and see how much money I was spending until I stopped spending money and I realized how I used to spend before. Our subconscious is full of so many beliefs and day-to-day just survival mechanisms, and full of all kinds of things that we don't think about in our conscious mind. I mean, our subconscious is literally our autopilot zone. All of the things that we have learned from when we were a baby until now is stored in our subconscious. And I never realized how, your views about money are definitely something that comes from your subconscious beliefs. It wasn't until I went on a budget and I stopped spending my money was when I realized how much money I was spending, okay? I would go to Target and I would spend easily $100 at Target on crap. I can't even remember half of the things I've bought at Target over the years that I would do Target runs. And it just goes to show how materialism and things and stuff take over our lives. I'm sorry, I'm so thirsty. I'm gonna take a quick drink. Okay, my whole point of this video is to go over the fact that things don't equal happiness. Things don't equal success. Material items do not determine your worth in this world, okay? This is something that has taken me, up until now to realize. I guess I never really realized how much when I wanted stuff, I would just buy it right then and there. Oh, I want this, I want that, I want, I need it, I gotta have it. If I spend it, I will feel good. Let me be honest with you and tell you the truth. And this would happen to me a lot, okay? I would be in stores and I would be shopping for hours. I would be shopping, walking around, looking at stuff, wanting stuff, buying said stuff, and I would bring it home and I would look at it and I would be like, why did I buy this? Why did I even spend 30 minutes of my time roaming around a store to buy this when I don't even really want it anymore after I brought it home? And that was when I realized, okay, there's a problem here, because then I would spend more of my time taking said item and returning it back to the store and getting my money back. So at the end of the day, I realized that I get some type of emotional feeling, satisfaction from purchasing things. And it hasn't been more prevalent now until I've been on a budget and I haven't been able to buy anything. I mean, you guys, every 2 weeks I split up my paychecks and I have cash, and I only have cash to spend. And let me tell you, $50 in spending money is nothing, okay? I used to spend hundreds of dollars in a month on stuff, I mean, like I said, stuff. I don't even know how to describe it because my apartment is full of all of these beautiful things, but it's just stuff. And I can't help but realize that a lot of the stuff that I purchased was through an emotional release, through my ego wanting stuff, through, you know, honestly, being someone who I might not even be, you know. For instance, I am like the type of person, maybe you can relate out there, that if I want to try something or get into a new hobby or develop a new skill, I will go to the store and buy everything I need to execute said skill or personality trait or trend or whatever. So for instance, let's just say like back in the day when I was in my 1920, 21 era, which I'm not too far away from there because I'm 24 years old now, but you know, back then, 1920, 21, my life was consumed with makeup. I used to hoard makeup. I would go to the store and spend a lot of my paycheck on makeup items, eyeshadow palettes, which I still have a ton to this day, lipsticks. Let me give you an example, okay? Honestly, I feel like I should throw a lot of this stuff out. When I was, like I said, 19, 20, 21, I was going through this huge makeup phase, which is when all of the beauty vloggers started popping up on YouTube, and YouTube was like this whole thing with beauty everywhere. And I went and bought all of these lipsticks. I mean, like, I have literally so much makeup, it's ridiculous. And for what? For what? Why did I spend my money on this? For what? For what reason? I still have it 4 years later and I don't even really use it. It just sits there. Honestly, this stuff is probably expired. I should probably get rid of it. But I have this emotional attachment to these stupid lipsticks because I spent my money on them and I literally wasted my money on them. As you can see here, things don't equal happiness, and seeking external validation for the things that you have, it's very unfortunate because I feel like as a human being, you have so much to offer the world than expressing yourself through things. And it's been a really, really eye-opening journey for me to experience this. And to be honest with you, it made me realize how much of a scarcity mindset I had growing up and, you know, through my 20s. And it wasn't until this year, actually, it wasn't until this month that I realized that I had cultivated a scarcity mindset, because I always thought, you know, it's never enough. Never enough, never enough. I need, I want. And at the end of the day, that is not you talking. That's your ego. Your ego can never, ever be fully satisfied. Your ego is always gonna want more, always gonna want the next latest thing, the hottest fashion, you know, the newest iPhone. This is also kind of like a little side note because I just think it's a little funny. You know, in society, like with Apple, for instance, coming out with this iPhone 11 Pro that basically just has a third camera on it. Just has another camera right here. It's not impressive. These companies are just coming out with these things to make money and not really having a lot of innovation or thoughtfulness or consciousness, how do you say that word? Conscientiousness? I don't know. I'll spell the word here because I have such a hard time saying it. We have, as a society, have put our value onto what we own and what we have, instead of going within and looking what we have to offer the world, what our skill set is, what our, you know, purpose in this life is. And I don't know, it's just brought a lot of those feelings up to the surface, especially for me personally, the scarcity mindset. To be honest with you, I didn't even know I had that until I sat down one day and I was reading this article on, you know, abundance, and the opposite of abundance is scarcity. And I didn't realize that I was subconsciously in a scarcity mindset, that I wasn't even attracting the abundance that I was seeking because I was in this mindset. And since I'm purposely putting myself in a situation to live within my means, it has definitely triggered that scarcity mindset in myself. Now that I'm aware of it, I don't feel as bad anymore, but I have to admit, when I first acknowledged this side of myself, I was pretty ashamed and pretty just kind of disappointed, because I thought that I had an abundance mentality. I thought that I had, you know, my manifestations and everything. It was really strange for me to go through this process of like going through paying off my debt and being on a all cash budget, and really planning intentionally for my future purchases, like saving for Christmas, saving to buy a house, saving to have a surgery that I need to get. Intentionally saving has really put me in an abundance mindset, because when I'm intentionally saving my money or intentionally paying off my debt, it is putting me on the right path towards abundance. Because once I dig myself out of this hole that I'm in and I have everything that I need taken care of, everything else left over in my life is gonna be abundant. And once I receive the abundance that comes into my life, I'm able to give to others, to charity, to organizations that I believe in, to somebody homeless on the street. I can hand them $20, and I'll be able to do that because I got myself out of the situation that I'm in, and I am going to be living in an abundance mindset, and that is going to allow more abundance to flow into my life by me giving. So, big picture, things don't determine your worth and your value in the world. You're enough being a human being and just living and existing and being kind. That's enough. Your ego controls a lot of the things in your life, and once you realize that you are not your ego, that you are a higher conscious being and you have self-awareness, that is when you can start controlling money, your life circumstances, the things that happen to you in your life, your mindset. Your ego does not define who you are. Your higher self defines who you are. And lastly, my fourth thing is adapting an abundance mindset, listening to affirmations, and, you know, making sure that you're always, you know, giving in some way without trying to receive. That is the equation to abundance, is having an abundance mindset and knowing that, you know, there's plenty enough to go around in the world. There's plenty of attention, space, time. There's plenty of money. There's plenty of everything in the world. There's enough for every single person to be abundant in this world. And once you adapt that mindset and you start giving without the need to receive or hoard to yourself, that is when flow starts happening. Abundance starts coming to you. And it's like this just lovely cycle to be in of abundance, is giving and then just allowing naturally to receive, and so on and so forth. So that is the end of my little rant here. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you can relate somewhat to what I'm talking about, but it's just been something that's been heavy on my mind lately, especially living within my means and not spending unconsciously and not shopping. I can go on and on and on forever on this topic, but I love you guys so much. I hope you're doing well, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.